Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the second video on my YouTube channel. बहुत दिनों बाद मैं वीडियो बना रहा हूँ. I was playing two tournaments. One was in St. Louis and one was in Los Angeles. And guess what? I won both the tournaments. पहला Grandmaster Invitational tournament में मुझे भी बिलीव नहीं हुआ, बट आई स्कोर्ड 8 out of 9, finishing 1 point ahead of the entire field. And maybe I'll post a picture of that later on. And in the LA invitational event round robin, I scored 7.5 out of 9, finishing half point ahead of Nagy Gabor from Hungary. तो बहुत ही अच्छा काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रीक रहा था मेरे लिए लास्ट टू टूर्नामेंट्स में. 33 पॉइंट्स रेटिंग भी मेरा बड़ा, सो नाउ आई एम क्लोज टू 2498. And this time I've actually also recorded a few videos from the tournament venue, and when I was walking towards the playing hall in St. Louis. So kind of ऐसा vlogging से थोड़ा similar kind of मैंने करने को try किया, so that you guys know what I usually think about and how I go about before my game. And to also make it kind of interesting, I've chosen two games that I liked from the St. Louis GM Norm tournament that I would like to analyze here. So let's get into it. So ये पहला जो मैं गेम दिखाने वाला हूँ was in the first round in St. Louis, where I was playing an international master, Ostrovsky Alex. He's an American international master, and I was playing with the black pieces here. So he started with e4, and guys, ये kind of though tournaments में one thing that I did differently, I think, is that I was trying to play without any pressure and playing, and I was trying kind of hard to play fast and put my opponents in time pressure. So e4, c5 Sicilian. I think kind of you guys have seen me a lot, and you know that I love kind of dynamic chess. So I stick with that. Stick with that kind of opinion and played the Sicilian. So knight f3 d6, bishop b5 check, kind of anti-Sicilian to make things a little more positional. I went bishop d7, takes, castles, knight f6, queen e2, knight c6, and he played c3. But guys, a very cool line that I had prepared was which started with rook to d1. And now black has an amazing dynamic resource to kind of take control over the center and also kind of create an attack on the king side. So if you want, you can kind of pause the video for a few seconds, and after you get back, I'll show you the move. So the move is g5. I think you might have seen this when Topalov, I think, played it against Carlsen once in a similar position. And the idea is, if you take knight g5, there's going to be knight d4 and then rook g8. Rook g8 is also going to be, sorry, I don't know how to create arrows, but see. Yeah, so there you go, rook g8, and the rook is going to is going to become very dangerous for white's king here. And black has excellent compensation. White can actually not take the pawn. And if he doesn't, then if he goes something like c3, then you can go g4 and knight, let's say h4, then queen e6, and black gets very interesting position and very fighting chances to even take over with the black pieces. So this was something that I was looking forward to. And after he played c3, I was like, "Arey yaar, ab to kind of thoda slow game hoga." So I kind of I just tried to play according to the position. I played e5, stopping his d4 ideas. He played knight to a3. I quickly played bishop e7. And here he surprised me with this move d4. Because as you can see, I'm attacking this pawn 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. 3. And he's only defending it with 2. 1, 2. So it is kind of a pawn sacrifice. And I wasn't sure that even if he's probably going to get that pawn back, I wasn't sure if he should have opened up the position so much, with his knight kind of being out of the game right now. So I took, and I decided to take the pawn. He went knight c2 to try to take the pawn back. I castled knight d4. And now if you see, the knight kind of had to move from a3 to c2 to d4, which kind of gives black a lot of time to develop. And in chess, as Kramnik once said, chess is all about one tempo. Ek tempo jisko bhi mil jaye, he usually is doing very well. So kind of having that in my mind, I thought that I should be doing very well because white kind of wasted so many moves. And I played rook f8, trying to put some pressure against this diagonal and also against this e4 pawn. And of course, मुझे कभी तो d5 push करके, I have to also bring this bishop into the game. So I had all sorts of these tactical ideas in my mind. So he removed the pin. He went queen d3. I played bishop d8. Again, a very interesting strategic maneuver to kind of reroute the bishop to b6, because it wasn't really doing anything on e7. And I thought that if I go d5, he will take, and somehow the game will peter out into a draw. And being higher rated, I kind of wanted to try for something else. He also actually has e5, which is probably even very interesting and gives both the sides some chances. So I played bishop d8 to kind of reroute the bishop and put it into a better diagonal. He played rook e1. Again, it looks a little strange because now d5, for example, could be played and the rook on e1 is hanging. And so I actually would tell you guys to stop the video now and try to find a tactic which even I did not see during the game. And after you come back, I'm going to tell you about it. So I think what I did in the game was just bishop b6. I played this move very quickly. I was like, bishop d8, the only idea of it is to go to b6, put pressure here and maybe go d5. Even some ideas of knight g4 to put pressure here could be interesting. And after the game, my opponent told me that I have bishop to a5. And after rook moves somewhere, I have knight into e4. Because after rook e4, queen e4, rook e8, back rank बहुत weak है white का, and after rook e8, I just take advantage of that and I'm just winning a pawn. So I completely missed this. But I think bishop b6 is also very practically strong. Because now if you think about it, I'm kind of playing against white's bishop on c1 because he cannot move it to e3 because this pawn is hanging. Moving to d2 doesn't really make so much sense. He can move it to f4 maybe, but again, it also doesn't really seem very pleasant because maybe I can go something like queen g4 as well. So he goes bishop g5 and I played knight g4. So the idea, of course, is to put some pressure here. And I also have ideas of just bringing the knight back to e5. Oh, actually a cute tactics, I actually saw some variation where white goes h3, knight e5, queen d2, and I'm not sure in which position it worked, but I think it was something like this. And maybe you guys can quickly try to spot it after pausing the video. Queen takes h3. This superb kind of puzzle rush tactic, winning a pawn. White might still have some drawing chances, but gh3, knight f3 check, 4 king, and black is a clear pawn up there. And after queen d6, I guess just queen g4 idea, knight f3 check should be winning for black. So I had some devious ideas in my mind after knight g4, and he chose to go rook a d1. And after rook a d1, just give me 1 second to make sure that this is the point where I played that move. So rook a d1, and I played d5. So my point is that, if it takes e d5, I will just take on e1 and take on d5, and I thought that I would be slightly better, at least in this position. So he played h3, और यहाँ से गेम में एकदम मसालेदार कॉम्बिनेशन शुरू होते हैं. And at this point, it's also important to note that my opponent only had like 3-4 minutes left already, very early on in the stage, because मैं एकदम पटापट खेल रहा था, and he was taking his own time. So I was looking. I think the first instinct of mine was to like take on e4, play knight e5, something like this. And then I just started considering the move, which I was almost revealed. But I'll let you guys pause briefly, and then to find it. Knight takes f2. So he has to take d into e4. He has to kind of save, because queen c3, guys, I have this amazing queen f5 check, because knight cannot take because it's pinned, and I win his bishop. So he has to move it to e3. But also, if you look at this pin, it just looks really, really bad for white. And indeed, this is winning for black, and I just converted this easily. I'll not take too much time for that. I played rook to e5 to maybe even bring the rook here. Rook to e2, rook d5, rook e d2, and after f6, g5, queen e4, rook e8, gf4, my opponent resigned. So first round mein hamesha, you kind of have these jittery nerves. You don't know how you're going to do. So win with the black pieces against a kind of a strong opponent was a very good start to the tournament. So started with 1 out of 1. I'll try to kind of include the video of the vlog somewhere now or before it, after editing it. And walking to the second round of my tournament in St. Louis, closed round robin tournament. I'm playing an Indian FIDE master, Arav Dangla. I'm playing with the white pieces. So let's see how it goes. Kind of windy and chilly here in St. Louis. It's a nice and sunny day. So, in front of the St. Louis Chess Club in the St. Louis University with the big king. Going to play the 6th round today against Kostya Kautsky. Playing with the black pieces. Last 4 rounds. But what a beautiful piece, and kya hi weather hai bhai aaj. Maza aa gaya yaar. Good morning, guys. Today I'm walking for the 4th round in the St. Louis tournament. Yesterday went pretty well. I won the 2 games against 2 international masters.
kind of complicated games, but I kept playing fast and putting them under time pressure, and then they eventually made mistakes. And it's actually kind of cold, but because the sun is out in the morning, I love walking. Maybe I can show you what is around me. So yeah, it's like a nice 20-minute walk. I'm playing in the campus of the St. Louis University.
International Master Justice Williams. This was in the 4th round, and I had 3 out of 3. So इसके बाद वो game के बाद I played 2 more IMs, I think. और दोनों game में जीत गया. So I was 3 out of 3. And now I was playing with the black pieces against Justice Williams. So I was thinking कि क्या करूँ? Solid खेलूँ? Yeah, I should still try to complicate things and try to play for a win. I was not sure क्या करना है. So I decided let's just play. Let's not think too much about the result. Let's just play chess and enjoy. So e4, c5 again. I just do one thing. I play Sicilian, I play Najdorf, and I love complicated positions. So I sticked with my guns and played the Najdorf. He went bishop e2, e5, knight b3, bishop e7, bishop e3. The typical Najdorf, very, very classical. He played knight d5, knight d7, queen d3, castle, a4, takes. And I'm not sure if I had checked this exact position in preparation, but I've of course played this kind of setups a lot of the time. So I was kind of playing with my intuitive feel and just trying to play practically. So I played a5, which I guess the engine does not like so much. He goes g4. So it kind of makes his intentions clear कि I'm going to pose some problems here. g4, g5, push him baby करके g4 तो खेल लिया उसने. But now it's actually a good move. But if you think about it now, he has committed g4 and a4 both. So even though my king will come under some pressure, उसको भी कैसल करना इतना आसान नहीं क्योंकि दोनों साइड से उसने पॉन पुश किया है तो it's not going to be easy. So I played e4. And it's like sometimes chess is so logical because we've all heard this saying that attacks on the flank should be responded with aggression in the center or like breaks in the center, something like this. So I don't think that I recalled of this exact saying, but since I've heard it so much, it just naturally came to me that I should try to play e4 and also get this e5 square for my knight. It also kind of, after he played g4, he kind of also softens up the f3 square. So knight e5 के बाद nice भी अपना घुसने का कभी ना कभी कोशिश करेगा. So queen b5. I have to say I did not expect this move at all. मुझे लगा कि क्वीन d4 जाएगा, d2 जाएगा, d1 जाएगा. Queen b5 just it's probably a good move, but it just looks kind of off. मतलब पूरा game is going on in the center and the queen comes to b5. Okay, I have to say it is a very, very fine move, but practically it looked slightly dubious to me. So I went knight e5, sticking to my plans. And the point here is that rook g1 agar khela to I might have this sneaky move queen to c8 attacking g4 and c2 at the same time. So already and for example if his queen was on d1 usko ye problem nahi hota tha, right? Kyunki g4 or c2 dono covered with the queen. So he went to b5 and I was trying to take advantage of that. Knight e5. He played h3 because it protects the pawn on g4 very well. I played knight fd7. Because idea of this, guys, maybe you can try to think what the idea of this move is for some time. And then you would realize that the idea of this is that I stop bishop b6, which is, of course, was a threat of white. But at the same time, I create a very strong strategic threat of going bishop to g5 and exchanging this dark square bishop of white. Because if black manages to exchange those bishops, then we will reach a scenario where the e2 bishop can never challenge this knight on e5. And we would just reach a superior minor piece position. So he tried to somehow muddy the waters, attack the pawn on e4. But I was never afraid to sacrifice this pawn, क्योंकि look, उसका king center में है, उसके सामने कुछ भी नहीं है. Pawn तो ठीक है, I mean pawn sacrifice is fine. The king's safety is much more important. So I was like, pawn to yaar, you can take if you want, but I want to attack your king. So he went rook a3. It's also kind of a creative game, you know, queen coming to b5, rook coming to a3, the rook lift. So I played rook c8, so that I was trying to break the coordination, like क्योंकि c3 खेला तो फिर the coordination between the rook and the bishop goes away. So he took on e4. I took, and I took on c2. Castles, knight c5. So now, as I said, I wanted to reach a position where this knight is playing against this bishop. Because this bishop can never challenge this knight. And white's king, because of this h3 g4 pawn, is also a little bit on the weak side. So he played f4. उसने बोला कि यार मेरा बिशप तो तेरे घोड़े को चैलेंज नहीं कर सकता, पर मेरा पॉन कर सकता है. Very reasonable, but now it also has some negatives, because his king is completely naked. There are no pawns in front of the king to defend him, and this diagonal actually also is a little weak. The f1 a7 the g1 a7 diagonal. I did not really have. Yeah, there are two options: knight e4 first, or knight d7. But again, I was never afraid to sacrifice a pawn. But here I also had a concrete reason. Knight into d6 mara, so फिर I will go queen to f6, and I will have a lot of threats. Too many threats. b2 pawn, d6 knight, queen d4. And I think black is just doing fantastically well. So he decided to go bishop d1. He decided to kind of, attack my rook and say that the rook really doesn't have a very good square. So I only have one move, rook to c1, which I played. And now he took on d6. So I wasn't sure that this is a good move, because as I said, queen f6 was one move. But I found this amazing, which I think is a very nice move, knight to b6. And now I want to take knight in. If the knight moves, let's say kahin pe to, so I can take with the queen, I can take with the knight as well, and the whole game, or the whole position is going to be around white's king's safety, which is why black becomes so much better. Also, his pieces are really nice. c5 पे घोड़ा, d5 पे घोड़ा. कोने पे घोड़ा कुछ काम नहीं करता है, पर जब बीच में होता है सेंटर में, तो सब जगह उसके kind of like a octopus. It has its legs everywhere. Like it controls 8 squares. It's kind of a interesting way to remember how many squares a knight can cover in the center. It basically can cover 8 squares like an octopus. So it's a nice way for you guys to remember itne squares. So here he decided to take on f7. The point is that rook f7 is met by rook e8 check. So again, don't really have an option. King f7 to marna padega. I mean, I do have an option, queen into d5, but I was just trying to play principally. I have to take the piece. He goes d6, and I think he missed that after queen d6, bishop b3, knight b3, check, queen b3. Um, that I have this rook c4 intermediate move. I think what he thought is that I mean queen b3 check and he's going to collect the rook on c1, but no, I have this rook c4 move and I'm completely winning. And I think he played a few more moves, but did not really change anything. And I managed to win. So I was 4 out of 4 now, and then I think I made just two draws in this event, and I won 7 games. So I scored 8 out of 9, and I had a performance of close to 2700, the highest performance that I have ever had so far. और उसके बाद LA में भी I did really really well. So 2 very good tournaments. So I thought that I should make a video and also try to catch up with you guys. Get more new ideas from you कि next क्या करना है. I was thinking कि next time during the event I will make a video after every round is over, so that you guys can really be connected with my tournament performance and what's happening with me in real time. But anyways, I think that's it for now. Um, I'll include the vlog edits in in this video as well. So let me know how you guys like it, and see you soon. Take care.
Um,